In a recent interview, Bridgerton author Julia Quinn talks about how Anthony and Siena's relationship was doomed, but a heartbreak that was necessary. The spotlight is going to be on Anthony in season 2, and well, a lot is about to change. In this video, we're going to be talking all about it, and some other Bridgerton news you need to keep up with, so let's get into it. First, we have to go over why Anthony and Siena can't be together. Contrary to what most people think, it turns out Julia Quinn never wanted Anthony and Siena to end up together in the first place. In fact, she said Siena was just a stepping stone for Anthony's actual love interest. In the book, Siena Rosso literally doesn't even exist. Instead, there was a soprano by the name of Maria Rosso instead. It was also a soprano just like Siena. It was obvious that Siena is based on Maria. Maria was only in the novel for a brief part, just to spark some jealousy between Anthony and his future partner. However, in the show, it seems the showmakers took Maria's character, turned her into a more important character who had a full relationship with Anthony, while Maria only had a fling with him. However, the lack of compatibility between the two makes it nearly impossible for them to actually have the happy ending fans want them to have. But for that, we need to take a more objective look into things. They're completely incompatible. Their relationship is way too complicated, with Anthony being the eldest son of the Bridgerton family, and the heir, meanwhile, Siena is just an opera singer with little to no status. Because of the ridiculous social hierarchy of London in the 19th century, this causes Anthony to literally go into a crisis and start to rethink what matters to him the most. On the other hand, Siena doesn't have the patience to wait for Anthony to make his decision about continuing their relationship and tries seducing the Duke of Hastings, Anthony's old classmate. This obviously gets Anthony jealous and starts a whole new debacle. Siena is basically the representation of everything that Anthony will never be able to have, a life without the insane burden of being the heir of your family. So after Anthony realizes that his Viscount title matters to him more than love, in the season 1 finale, he finally ends their relationship and Siena goes on to find someone else. Fan reactions to what happened to Anthony and Siena. The way Anthony and Siena ended up was actually a very big shock to fans, since some people didn't think Anthony would choose his Viscount title over Siena. Even the fans that read the novels by Julia Quinn didn't think they'd break up, since the showmakers made them have such a long relationship that lasted the entirety of the first season. However, it seems like they ended up sticking with the original plot anyway, which makes sense, since if they did end up together, Kate Sharma would have no important role to play in the next season, but more on that later. Most fans were pretty sad about the breakup, since the actors who played the couple, Sabrina Bartlett and Jonathan Bailey, actually had very good chemistry, which made their dynamic very interesting to watch, and we'll probably never be able to see that again. This has led a lot of fans to also worry about how exactly the showmakers intend to make us believe that Anthony has actually moved on and will fall in love again with someone that's not Siena. The answer to that question, well, we don't really know, or anyone for that matter, but one thing's for sure, in the books, Maria Rosso certainly never came back, and neither did Anthony try to look for her. They were over, and they stayed that way. This begs the question, will Anthony have a different love interest in season 2? After season 1's finale, there was a lot of debate on whether or not Anthony will ever have another love interest again, since he was left completely heartbroken and seemed like he was completely incapable of loving anyone ever again. Based on the novel, season 2 of Bridgerton is literally about Anthony's relationship with Kate Sharma, with them being the main characters of the season. Showrunner Chris Van Duden said that although the first season is solely about Simon, Daphne, and how the relationship blossomed, along with all the hardships they faced on the way, the Bridgertons still do have like 8 children, and it's important to explore all of their lives. He also indirectly kinda said that he'd like to make 8 seasons, since he wanted to tell the stories for all the Bridgerton siblings. So that's why it's likely that season 2 is going to be about Anthony and Kate Sharma. What's going to happen between them in season 2? As for what might happen in season 2, according to the novels, Anthony should have already picked a bride. You might be wondering, isn't that too fast? And sure, it does seem that way, but according to Julia Quinn, Anthony is actually trying to get over Siena by quickly getting married. It's a drastic rebound, but we're guessing that's just how things worked in that era. The story will actually revolve around Anthony and his fiance's overprotective older sister, who accidentally catches feelings for him while trying to convince her sister to not marry him. The whole debacle is kind of weird, since Kate is supposed to be his future sister-in-law. The author makes it work. So will Siena ever come back in season 2? After Anthony makes it clear to Siena that he's not ready to marry her, the relationship quickly ends, which it most likely definitely seems like Siena probably won't be coming back for season 2. Can't really know anything for sure. In fact, there's actually a pretty major chance that she might actually feature in a couple of episodes to help Anthony realize that Kate is the one for him. While it's unlikely that Anthony's gonna try and chase her and get her back since she was the one that broke his heart in the first place, showrunners could possibly use Siena as a tool for his character development because as much as we know his character now, there's still a lot to uncover for us to really know him in the way his personality works. The audience still needs to connect with him and his potential going forward. Suffering the loss of a relationship he wanted so much and navigating those feelings through the process of finding Kate could be a whirlwind for him and the fans. If this happens, we might actually see Siena as a fairly major part of at least a couple of episodes of season 2. But if the show does take this direction, we're going to see her very toxic side and we'll probably be saying goodbye to her character once and for all. Now, on to other Bridgerton news. Since we're already on the topic of Bridgerton, here's some news about the show that's been on the news lately. Regé-Jean Page has left Bridgerton and will not be a part of season 2. Regé-Jean announced that he's leaving Bridgerton and won't be coming back for season 2 to play Duke of Hastings, Simon. This was probably one of the most shocking news ever since Simon is literally the main character of season 1. But at the same time, it does kind of make sense since Simon and Daphne have already had their happy ending. In the novels, although Simon isn't the main character in any of them other than the first one, still played a very big role in all of them, including The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is the novel that the next season's based on. Well, apparently, Regé-Jean explained that he only signed up for 1 year in the first place, so he was never even supposed to come back for season 2. While the actor was given an offer to appear in the next season as a guest, he ended up declining the offer for reasons which are still unknown. While fans are curious to see how exactly the showmakers intend to make the next season completely without Simon, especially since Simon is Anthony's brother-in-law and they did have some small but impactful scenes together in this story going forward. Simone Ashley is going to be the new lead in season 2 of Bridgerton. Just a few months ago it was announced that because the night star Simone Ashley will be the main character and lead in season 2 of Bridgerton. She'll be playing Kate Sharma, Anthony Bridgerton's love interest. Her character will be a stubborn, smart, and caring young woman, and she's really going to shake things up. Simone Ashley being chosen for the character was actually pretty surprising at first because Kate Sharma in the books is actually named Kate Sheffield, and she's a white British woman. However, Simone Ashley is of Indian heritage, so to reflect on her ethnicity, the writers decided to change Kate's last name to Sharma. They've also made a bunch of other changes that would make the show exciting to see even for the people that have read the books. Even the author Julia Quinn thought that the change was a terrific idea and said it was a great way to make the show more inclusive. Plus, since there's so much historical background between India and England in the 19th century, you know, the whole colonization thing, that it actually makes a lot of sense. That's a wrap for today. We'll see you next time.